Captain's log, stardate 0130202015.2. Starship Excelsior's log, NCC 77246. Captain's log supplemental. Starship Excelsior is doing well. Sent Chloe out to get dip, toilet paper, paper towels, and some snacks. Waiting for her payday to come Sunday. So for all of you wondering, Chloe did get in touch with her mom. Fortunately, it didn't go according to plan. And that is where we, the people, need to talk about what went wrong. Okay. So Chloe did call her mom. She told me to go live as soon as she left because she was just very frustrated and upset. She asked for some dip to go. I gave her the cherry stuff. That stuff's not the cherry, the apple stuff. Like I said, that stuff's fucking nasty. Anyways, so she asked me why the camera was going and why I kept it minimized. I said I just didn't want to upset her and have her flip her lid. As everyone knows, I do talk shit, but in a caring way. Mostly I talk shit because, frankly, because I care, and secondly, to show that the mental health system is fucking broken, okay? So let's go recap of what happened with Chloe's mom. It wasn't a long conversation, but it was long enough to know that her mom was, like I said, usually I don't call her mom names, but I was furious, okay? So she calls her mom, says, I need to talk to her. Mom, I need to talk. Mom said, okay, yada, yada, yada. Then all of a sudden, Chloe turns around and says, look, Rita can't support you. Rita can't support me. She says, yeah, Rita can't. Basically said, can't investigate, right? Investigate who I spend money on, and because of it, that was Poppy, by the way, my father-in-law. I can't investigate because they don't investigate on who I spend money on, right? Well, let's just put it this way, okay? Here's the thing, okay? If I went to Corey and Tara's, for example, Dinky, and I told Corey and Tara I'm out of money, I'm broke, and I was staying with them, and I had zero money, and then they asked, you just got paid, where'd you spend your money? Video games, we need to talk Social Security. Or, what'd you do? Well, let's just say hypothetically I sent money, all my checks say hypothetically to the Philippines. Social Security is gonna want to know why I sent it to the Philippines, hypothetically, right? And why I can't support myself. So they're investigating. Chloe's mom's like, oh, they're not investigating, it's all bullshit. Now, I literally had to share that with, So basically, called it bullshit. Now, I know if Dinky's watching this, I already posted a comment about it. I was hoping she would post a comment about it, too. But yeah, literally, my family has the right to go to Social Security and say, look, she's can't support herself because, A, she's buying too much dog food. She's mentally ill. She needs someone to handle her funds. And then they'd give a pay and I'd lose my weapons rights. Now, for example, Mom thinks they're not investigating. Thing is, they are because, frankly, look what the fuck they're doing. Then the Social Security lady turns around. I had to call her first. And she said, oh, there's a letter in the mail. I didn't know that. The letter was basically canceling the appointment. It was basically a cancellation. What's this anyways? This is, So Chloe basically, look at this. This was a refusal of transport. So they offered to take her to the hospital. She refused. Then she called them back later and they took her. So that was a refusal thing. But, I just told my father-in-law I'm on TV Rita right now. So, So I just asked my sis, what do you think? And she said, it hasn't said anything, but I want to get her opinion because, basically Mom says, oh, they can't. I can spend my money freely. No, I can't. That's the thing. If I don't have enough money to pay on the electric bill and I have my power turned off, they're going to ask why. And I'll be like, I'm taking care of a freeloader. Then Mom's got a problem. Literally, Dinky knows that basically, I stretch out everything. I used to buy everything in the bulk at the beginning of the month and have no money by the end of the month. I ran out of money as of today, pretty much. So I almost got my money down to a T on how much to spend, okay? Literally. I went out yesterday and picked up some bunny food because, well, Bun Bun needs food. Hey, Bun Bun, you still in there? Oh, yeah, you're so cute. Basically, the thing is dear old mom, okay, let's go on. Turns around and says, Rita's money is your money. Rita can spend her money freely. So, the conversation I had with my cousin, but so basically, I'm going to break down a couple conversation pieces for you because I was talking to Dinky about my conversation of what happened, right? And, basically, I basically said, Chloe's mom basically said, if you get stabilized on meds, I will take you home. That's just an excuse for you have Rita pay the train ticket and ferry tickets and everything, and you go to the hospital again, get medicated, then we'll talk. We'll talk, okay? That's number one. Get medicated. Again, remember what I said in my first video. Chloe, in front of you all, including Dinky, I said that Chloe's mom is going to make fucking excuses. She did. And then she wants to say my ranting about Chloe's abuse. It isn't. Chloe was begging to go home. Begging. Didn't happen. I called it right there. Even Dinky called the bullshit. Now, let's continue. So then Dinky turned up and said, but the truth is Chloe's mom doesn't want any part of Chloe. That's true. Doesn't want Chloe coming home. It's excuses. Remember the excuse I said earlier when I said on video that Chloe's mom wanted me to send Chloe on my own dime. If I pay for luggage or not, it's not her problem. Chloe won't leave without her bags. That I should send her to Phoenix and then grandma could take care of her. Yeah, grandma can't take care of her. She lives in a 55 plus. So guess what happens? It might be 6 months, a year, or 2 years. It just basically means, what's the grandma do? Sign her into hospital? Community bridges? Oh, yeah, that's nice and dandy. So there you have it. So then the next conversation piece was, we were talking about, Chloe was talking about, then she says, the tickets. I don't have money just to go around, even if it's $16 or $30 per month to go and spend money for fucking ferry tickets. And ferry tickets now are $14 a person, not including the $16 to $20 just to get her to Seattle to be hospitalized, right? And the hospital here won't do anything. They put in her medical record that she's using suicide as an escape, a joke, to get away and get a mini vacation from everything, of all the shit that's stacked up. The lady said if she ever did commit suicide or try to, it would be doing it as an example when she doesn't really mean it. And if she did pull off killing herself as an example, then there's a problem. Because the way she said it was, Chloe was always talking about procuring a rope. Now, I wasn't really nice that day at the doctor's with the doctor, but the doctor wasn't listening to me. So then, she said Chloe's mom is retarded as she is. Then Dinky said, the issue is that if Chloe ever followed through with her threats, that she would actually be involuntary committed. The problem is Chloe supposedly wrote a letter and got rid of it. Harborview asked me many times if I found a letter in the dumpster or in trash cans or in the toilet or whatever. I didn't find anything. Chloe was talking about hanging herself. She found a nice place to hang herself in the back of our former apartment complex. Then, there's nothing much else you can do. It's on and on and on, And then we talked about so basically I said to her, why is Chloe's mom, we were talking about this, doing what she's doing? And she says that's because Chloe's mom is turning her problem off and not being a decent human being and caring for her own kid that she created. She just turned off her program like a female version of the Rain Man, or at least Forrest Gump knew he knew how to love. I love Jenny. I love Jenny. You need, we won't go into this part, and then we were talking about abuse, and I said, again, I haven't abused Chloe, never have. Chloe, people have said, Chloe's made threats She threatened the lives of my family. She threatened the lives of her family. She threatened the lives of my advocates, which I never told Dinky this till now. Threatened the lives of my advocates. I never told my advocates. My advocates, they couldn't do anything anyways, but they would refuse to help me. So, to me, I'm just, keeping that one, because she hates the advocates. She thinks everyone's out to pamper and to do whatever about the neighbor, And she claims the neighbor basically claims that the neighbor claims, the one that raped Chloe, the neighbor Chloe raped the neighbor. I don't know. I was passed out with about 8 hours of alcohol in me. When I woke up, I had to empty my bladder, and all I saw was, the neighbor was on top of Chloe. Chloe was begging me to get her off of her. So, now let's go on. So, then I basically was complaining about why mom wants me to do everything. And she says, because, yeah, I have all the capacity to do stuff, but, the thing is mom doesn't want to deal with it because mom doesn't really care. Chloe's just too much to handle. Oh, get meds or whatever, Makes a lot of sense to me, demands you to do things and hang up, problem solved. What a bitch. Well, that's the thing. Chloe's mom basically didn't want to deal with it. He was like, always saying that, Chloe can live here because she's on the lease. Yeah, Dinky stated, that if she will sign herself off the lease, I would lose my house. Within 30 days, Dinky would be taking me in, which to me, I don't want to be a burden to my own family, but, Dinky has a point. Chloe is crying on her own free will, and then, Chloe's mom will never call the adjuster. It's mostly just to basically screw up Chloe's ability to get, benefits or try to screw over for pay status, maybe, but because, her mom doesn't want her getting benefits because, her kid's being taken care of. So it's a great situation for a kid. So why throw it away, And then, Chloe's mom is basically a cockroach problem. She's the cockroach. And then, there's mental problems, serious mental problems with her mom, which Chloe even agreed to me on her way out to get our supplies. She said, look, my mom's the problem. My mom's got more mental problems than anyone. She puts her kid up front, the retarded, disabled one in the back, and then treats her like crap. And then she says, because she doesn't want Chloe in her life, she is lying to you to keep her daughter cared for, but not by her. Simple as that. So, I got to check something real quick for Dinky, won't take too long. But anyways, so, but anyways, I'm just checking something for Dinky. But yeah, so she turns around, and basically says, well, if you get mental help, go to a hospital in Seattle, get Medicaid or medicated. I might take you home, but outpatient care is good. I'm sorry to say, but outpatient care, they've given up on her. They've literally given up on her, so hold on. Hold on. I'm trying to be. I'm always honest with Dinky, anyways. So there we go. So I was just checking that to make sure it's the right numbers. Okay, so now I just got to use a calculator real quick because of it. Unless Dinky wants to do it, I think she's tuned in, but she's working, so I can do that real quick. It's simple. You do this and do this, and no, I don't want the calendar. Sorry, I don't want the calendar. I wanted the calculator. Here we go. So go. That's not bad. So there we go. Then we go over here and go. There you go. So, so basically, my cousin Dinky, was curious about finances, how much I bring in, because, my mother basically made that and a little more. She made like $1,800 a month with tips and everything, and it was barely enough to feed 3 people. So, what I bring in is barely enough for 2 people, but, I've been making it last only because of certain issues, but, so basically back to the story. So she turns around, literally goes ahead and says, "Oh, I need the Social Security adjuster. I need to smooth it over so Rita can still support you." Thing is, the Social Security adjuster says, "Give it a couple more months, Chloe can go home." Apparently, Mom doesn't want her to go home. Mom said, if you really want to go home, you need to let Rita buy her ticket. Maybe she can send you to Las Vegas. But if you go to Las Vegas, I don't want to have you pimp your body out. If you go to Phoenix, you might have to get Grammy to help. Well, let me put it this way: if I send her to fucking Phoenix, Arizona. Why the fuck would I send her to Phoenix, Arizona? Okay, here's the problem with me sending her to fucking Phoenix, Arizona. Sending her to Phoenix, Arizona is a bad move because we don't know if Grandma will help or just commit her to Community Bridges in Phoenix, Arizona. So to me, it fucking sucks. So Phoenix is a bad idea because basically, we don't know if Grandma will commit or not. Now, Dinky was asking me earlier about, if you're planning to come down, don't bring Chloe. I didn't plan to. So let me rephrase this in the beginning of this video. Now, what I was saying is if Chloe had to go with me, Chloe's mom keeps telling me, take Chloe with you to Portland. My dad could help commit them. Let me just tell you a story about that, okay? Now, I Dinky's known this many times over. My cousin's name's Tara. And Dinky turned around and was asking me a while ago. This was 6 months ago. Mom had this. Oh, I got to tell you a joke, too. Mom had this grandiose idea. I was going to use that word specifically, grandiosity. She said, and I quote, and I requote, that Washington Medicaid is covered nationwide under emergency pretenses, right? Emergency pretenses. So I talked to Dinky once. I said, well, if I come down and hang out with you, Chloe's coming along, but she's going right there, and she's going directly to the mental hospital because Grandpa's picking her up. Well, it didn't float too well with with Dinky. And I agree. I wouldn't want Chloe and, let me put it this way. Dinky is my family, okay? Dinky's like my sister, my mother, my cousin-in-law, okay? And my grandma, I could say. Now, because, grandmas do what they do, I think Dinky would make a great grandma and a mother. Now, Corey is like my brother, my cousin, my father, my grandfather, okay? That's how much sincerity I love my family. Now, when I go to their house, okay, in Portland, I don't consider it their house. I consider it our house, okay? Literally, we're all together, we're family. Family sticks together. Honestly, Dinky doesn't know this, but I wouldn't want Chloe in my fucking house. Even if I'm there as a temporary resident, keep her away. Now, back to the story. So, Dinky's worried about bringing Chloe along. Chloe's mom's grandiosity thinks Medicaid will cover it. I called up every fucking involuntary hospital in the fucking state of Oregon. Called the crisis teams. They pulled up her DSHS record in Washington. Says, we don't want the fucking bastard. Plain and simple. They said, we don't want the fucking cunt. Keep her away. Mom's like, oh no. Mom calls up, same fucking thing. So what happens? Mom thinks I'm fucking stupid and retarded because I don't know what I'm talking about. My cousin turned around the other day and told me outright that she's proud of me because I go and do this. I want answers. I go straight to the fucking source. I go, hey, I want this, this, and this. They go, damn, bam, and damn. They line it up, tell me. Like the hot dog inn where they load up an armload of hot dogs for $5. I mean, you get like 20 hot dogs on one freaking arm. The hot dogs and chili taste like shit, but you got to try at least once in Cleveland. And I'm telling you, that would be one place Corey would get a shitload of gas, but let's just stay on topic. So Dinky's worried that Chloe's coming down with me. I said no deal. Now here's the fucking problem, okay? Fucking problem, all right? And Dinky doesn't know this, so I want to share this with Dinky. So Chloe says, well, Mom, I need to talk to the lady. So Chloe goes and talks to the neighbor after getting off the phone. The neighbor says, well, if it's for 2 days, I can watch Ebony. But if you're going to go to a mental hospital, Rita's in Portland, Rita's going to have to sacrifice her Portland trip to take care of her bunny because we don't want to take care of Ebony that long. I mean, we'd love to have a pet bunny, but, we don't want that responsibility all because you're fleeing to the hospital to get hospitalized. And then from there, checking into Seattle to a homeless shelter and then, doing whatever, So she's like, no deal. So either Rita's going to have to sacrifice a trip or you're going to have to stay there. But Chloe's like, well, I can't. That's the other thing. Chloe's like, I can't handle being alone, Mom. And Chloe's mom said, look, I assume she says, Chloe, I assume Rita's family is not a tight one and has internet. She can tap into their internet Wi-Fi, which I have. My new computer doesn't have the access code. She can use her computer, tap into it, and just Skype with you. You won't be alone. Oh, well, I need to have human interaction. She's like, you don't get human interaction now without Rita around. I mean, she was on video saying, I don't want to be alone. You shouldn't leave me alone. And, her mom, one of the things her mom said, look, you have Disney Plus. You just let Rita set you up with it. $2.99, get Hulu. Watch Hulu. Rita could probably afford $3 for Hulu. You got Disney Plus. You got Stars. You got Cinemax. You got Showtime. You have HBO. You have Amazon Prime. What fucking most? You're fucking lazy anyways. Just fucking turn on the internet and fucking use it and fucking use whatever. I just, and she's like, look, you don't need to be a human interaction. You have a bunny, play with him. With my luck, my bunny would probably eat an electrical cord and fry out. So she turns around and it's like, oh, well, I need this and I need that and this is bullshit. You know what? It's not bullshit because, the point is like I said, my... So basically what the fucking problem is she turns around and says, oh, well, you're on the lease. You don't want to sign yourself off the lease. That's a bad move. You got it made there. But let's just put it this way. Chloe turns around in tears and says, look, Mom, I'm not a fucking nice person. I've gotten Rita almost evicted 4 times. Rita's walking on eggshells. I get mad. I fucking attack Rita verbally. I attack the fucking neighbor. I fucking attack the fucking rhino upstairs verbally. I attack the fucking Jehovah Witness next door. I attacked the fucking lady that was nice to us. And then I burned my bridges with her. And the lady doesn't want to know us. I fucking have no friends on this island. I fucking am insane. I'm going fucking insane. And she's like, in the end, she's like, maybe I'll go procure a rope or I'll stab myself or steal someone's gun and plug myself, is what she said. And her mom's like, don't do that. If you're having a crisis, call the crisis team. And so technically, So my cousin and I were talking about something funny, So, but no, she turns around, and she's like, "Oh, hold on, cuz I forgot to give you a message. This might help you out too." There. So turns around, and she's like, it's talking about how I should have been arrested in Moses Lake because, the whole thing about the abuse and, they didn't find a weapon on me. They didn't do anything. And Chloe's like, well, I begged them to not take Rita because Rita was the problem, and yada, yada, yada. And Mom's like, well, Rita's abusing you. You just don't see it. Rita's abusing you. How the fuck do I abuse you? Oh, because Chloe wanted a cup of water at the fucking restaurants? Or is it because Chloe isn't feeling good? She said she's having severe anxiety. The coffee made her anxiety. What's that? Coffee is not good? Okay, don't drink coffee then. Or is it something else? Oh, my child has anxiety. My kid has anxiety. Oh, my kid was abused for several cans of coffee. Right. Oh, my kid, look. Mom didn't even turn around, right? Mom didn't say, oh, if you really want to get home, you should take those checks that your Grammys gave you, cash them in, and go, oh, yeah. I mean, she said, look, I went off island yesterday with Rita at business. And she didn't say, oh, did you cash those checks? No. Chloe is afraid to tell her, Mom, can you reissue them? They were flushed down the shitter. I mean, Chloe basically did not want me having them because of whatever. So basically, Dinky was asking me questions and he said something about caffeine. I agree completely, I agree completely. So basically, it upsets me because Mom's like, well, you're not going to be evicted. Really? Did you call the manager? Because Mom at the time demanded information. I gave it. All of a sudden, we could have been evicted fucking about 22 times after the fucking second meeting. We've got no notice, and I'm still walking on eggshells. Every time she raises her voice, every time she does this, every time she does that, I'm fucking walking on eggshells. And she's like, so, so, but basically, the problem is, so she turns around, and she's just like, when you calm down and you come to your senses, call me. Mm-hmm. Now, here we go. As Aaron would say, a little bit of an adventure here because I know Dinky's watching. The word grandiosity means grandiose ideas. Colleen turns around and says, my child is schizophrenic. They have too many grandiose ideas, okay? Doesn't want to believe that the kid's bipolar. Doesn't want to believe that the kid's borderline, but claims either schizophrenia or thinks that they're autistic. Now, if you know anyone, Forrest Gump was autistic. He was a high-functioning autistic. He was a learning disabled, but he still got to be, it's a movie still. But Army, all this stuff he can do. Chloe could have went in the Army, but no, something happened. So let's just, look at Rain Man. Mom was saying her kid's the Rain Man. Her kid would be hospitalized if they were the Rain Man. Literally. Literally. I mean, the point is so, basically what's going on is, dear old mom basically wants to sit there and basically say everything's bullshit, right? Everything is bullshit. Yet, sorry, it's just me. Okay. So I was making a joke with Dinky about something funny, I won't go into its personal issue, but basically what's going on is she turns around, not Dinky, and the mom's like, oh well, and hangs up, literally hangs up, doesn't want to listen. Chloe's talking about suicide, or going up to the hospital and begging him, oh, I'm suicidal. Well, if you're suicidal, get some help. Unfortunately, as her mom knows, it doesn't want to believe that the outpatient care here thinks it's a joke. Let me put it to you this way. The DSHS lady that works, that handles the disability case, the medical side, basically said today that what's happened is Chloe is a joke to everyone. She doesn't get treatments, and that's why they want to give her benefits through a different channel. But Chloe's missed her appointment because the ferries were broken, which is fine. She checked it out, found out the ferries are underpaid. middle of junk that doesn't work. And then turns around and, demands, me to spend money. Now, Dinky's completely right. She's always, my father-in-law, we always talk about Dinky, and he's like, well, even though Chloe talks shit about Dinky has a lot of grain of salt and grain of truth. Like the whole thing that she's talking about. She knows what she's talking about, And Dinky says, never, discard your cousin's advice. I don't. Our cousin-in-law. The problem is, Chloe's mom turns around and says Chloe's got grandiose ideas about killing herself, or grandiose ideas, or I'm schizophrenic because I'm making bullshit up about Social Security's investigating. Now, point is the point is they're looking into the financing part because, there's 2 APS reports, which, again, Chloe's mom, okay, let's talk about this. I know Dinkies can private message me or post a comment here. Either or works. But I'd like to get her opinion on this. Again, APS. Chloe's mom wanted the APS info. Now tell APS that I abused Chloe and Chloe needed to be hospitalized at her request and have the APS do it because the APS lady is a master social worker that can do the involved. The lady turned around on the phone and said to me, yeah, Chloe's mom, I told her outright, I can't involve anyone because I'm not a fucking DCR or DMHP. DMHP means designated mental health professional, or DCR meaning designated crisis responder. There's the joke. Wants to use them to say social worker, right? Then goes ahead, right? Right? Now, it took me a long time to figure something out. While talking to you, I'm sitting here messaging Dinky, and I'm thinking, Dinky's completely honest. Now, me and Dinky, we've always wanted to know about certain things in Chloe's medical records. I just realized because Dinky said, oh, Chloe's mom is putting roadblocks up. I'm like, Well, Chloe's mom has basically told the social workers and the mental hospitals and all the clinics that Chloe gave release info before she pulled them out. Grand Integrated Services, Compass Health, or not Compass Health, Catholic Charities, Confluence Health, Aaron. Well, what else can I say? Columbia Valley Community Health, CMAR, all these places, they called to beg Chloe to go home. Mom's just like, outpatient care. Mom specifically told every one of them that Chloe, now I know Dinky's probably typing something now about this, just realize it, needs a group home. A group home. That tells you right there that mom doesn't even want to deal with Chloe. Chloe needs a group home. Chloe can't take care of herself. I mean, literally, it just made it clicked into my head just now. Chloe can't take care of herself. So let me just say, Chloe can't manage money. Chloe can't take care of herself. She can't do dishes. She can't do anything. Chloe turned around and told the Social Security person 2 hours a week in Ohio she was taking the groceries in for her grandmother's and grandfather. And 2 hours a week she was mowing the lawn. I mean, literally. But mom wants her in a group home. Somehow she wants a group home. It just made me realize they're assisted living. And I was thinking to myself, why? And then I realized what Dinky just said today. Because mom wants to put roadblocks up. Mom's trying to say, quote unquote, my child is really bad. I mean, every time. I mean, me and Dinky, I wanted to talk to her about an issue last year. I forgot to bring up, but I can bring up in a message anyways. But hey, you pick up the dip in the shit paper?
Yeah.
Good. I was thank you for that, and thanks for bringing in the shit paper. But anyways, maybe Chloe would like to sit down for a minute. Is there any? Oh no, this can's empty. Okay. I don't like. Maybe you'd like to sit down and talk about your side of the story with your mom, so our viewers can understand it a little better. But anyway, so basically, Chloe's mom's like, well, doesn't want to believe I'm being investigated, and doesn't want to believe, of other shit, and etc. And to me, I think it's a bunch of bullshit that use me. But I just realized, while talking to family, Chloe, my inner circle, that, and I don't bring this up to you because it's personal, but I think I know why your mom truly put in all your medical records since you gave release for her to talk on your behalf out here that you needed a group home.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't want to deal with you.
She doesn't want to deal with me, yeah.
I mean, your mom's going to say on you, watching this YouTube vid, that I'm abusing you by putting this stuff in your head. But no, the thing is, look at how her mom treats Chloe. Offers a ticket like a dangling carrot, and then turns around and snaps it out and says, "Oh, you need to go to a hospital in Seattle. We will take care of the bill."
No, she won't.
Well, what about...
Let me put my input in.
Oh, you want to sit here? Sure.
Yeah, let's make this video a little shorter so we can watch movies together.
Well, I don't want to watch movies. I want to play D3 or something,
play some
and I got
D3.
some cleaning to do or something. Or
I got cleaning to do.
But anyways, this video's update people, But anyways, you go on your side.
Okay, so anyways, what I'm saying is that I just need to, I need to move on. And this is the best thing I can do is just, what I'm going to do is, things don't get better, I'll check myself into a hospital.
Yeah, if they will take you, that's the fucking problem.
If they'll take me, yeah. I will try to at least. Try Seattle. I can get there on my own.
So basically, like I said, your mom basically is dangling a ticket in front of you, and then she basically, with no, what do you call it? With no strings attached, then basically says there's strings attached, using it as a scapegoat for, you do this for me, I might be careful with rocking because of that. I don't want it on my computer and so
it won't get on there.
So basically, he turns around, and says, "Oh, if you get mental health, maybe." That's the word, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, literally.
I just want to go home.
And mom doesn't want to deal with you. It's like I shared with you with a couple other friends, they said the same thing. They were watching the channel and said that your mom doesn't care. She doesn't want to deal with you.
If I get back on the meds, she will. She'll be willing to.
Do you really believe that?
No. I would really like to go back to Arizona.
Yeah, but you know what your mom said about Arizona.
That is.
I send you there, your granny can buy you a ticket if she wanted to. If she wanted to.
She will if I'm there. She'll buy me a ticket if I'm there. I just have to get there.
Yeah, let me ask you a fucking question again. Do you really think so? If your mom's basically pulling strings, do you think your mom's going to really have you get a ticket home? She'd have your grandmother commit you to community bridges before you fucking even go home.
If I'm on meds, I could show my grandma the prescriptions.
Even so, your mom would have to transfer everything over and get you in a 30 or 60-day supply. Do you think hospitals give you a 30 or 60-day supply while you're moving to Ohio?
No, but I could always check into a hospital there while I'm on meds. Well, no, hey, I need, once I get to Ohio, I could go back on Ohio Medicaid, go back to Jefferson Behavioral Health for another intake, and get back in with them.
Yeah, but the truth of the matter is, it's a great idea. I support it. I completely support it. But your mom, she doesn't really want to support it. Truly,
she doesn't have to. I could always. What I could always do is if I'm on those meds and my temper's down, I could. I also have other people I know out in Ohio. I could always. I remember I had a friend out there who was willing to let me stay with them. Things came up on their end though, but still.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy here, but honestly, Chloe, from what I've been seeing of your mom for 4 years, And to me, I don't know. I don't trust her. Literally, I don't trust her.
I don't trust her either.
I mean, literally, she tells you you can go home at any time, and then she basically dangles a carrot and says, get help. And then she wants me to pay for the care and treatment and money and everything. I mean, literally, again, once you explain to the audience about the thing about investigation and the fucking answer your mom gave.
She said the state doesn't investigate stuff like that.
It's not the state, it's the federal government.
The federal government. She said that Social Security does not investigate if someone spends money on another person.
It does if that person can't support themselves.
Yeah, I know. I told my mom that, and she didn't believe me.
Yeah, it's because your mom basically doesn't want to deal with you. She just wants to fucking make up an excuse after excuse. Like a stinky asshole. Her ass stinks, and she just wants to say it's not the smell, you know?
I need to be in a bigger city. Where I can find the support I need. The treatment I need for BPD.
Yeah, well, you know what what I wanted to say was, with the treatment, I've talked to the support group, and they say that usually they can set up a treatment plan. What their treatment plan is not what that you want. They want it your way, their way, and they want to milk you for every damn dime they ain't nailed down.
I know.
And that's where it gets fucking stupid. You know that not to bring it up in this video, but that fucking
place here?
No. Talking about something personal. That spearmint is sawdust cut. It doesn't hold the consistency. It doesn't hold.
Anyways, this is what I wanted to say. This. I want to say this. The thing is, there was a clinic in Seattle I was going to that could help. That I heard could help with BPD the proper way. I'm not in Seattle, am I? I'm in Friday Harbor, San Juan Islands, which between here and Seattle is 2 other counties I'd have to go through to get to Seattle. Between San Juan County and King County, there's Skagit County and Snohomish County. Got to get through.
And then on top of that, her mom doesn't care. And this is something I said, in my video. Again, I will say it. But her mom doesn't care if I have to sacrifice my trip, my vacation, to see my family for Chloe, because Chloe's mental stability comes first over me traveling out of state. And so if I have to stay because of the bunny, I should just sacrifice my time and my effort.
I'll stay for the bunny if you want me to. If you need me to stay for a bunny, I'll do it. I'll try my best. We have a neighbor who I could talk to. Because I'll talk to her and see if there's anything she can help me out with.
My inner circle, I believe them completely, Chloe. Your mom's trying to screw over your benefits, literally.
She wants them. She wants them for herself. She can't get them. She doesn't want me.
Yeah, but you never answered. Even out of the trust, why your mom wants that? Why your mom wanted the AP? I mean, when you were out, I basically said the APS lady. She wanted the APS lady with a master's degree to get you committed. The lady it's not her purview. It's not her wheelhouse of expertise. Then she wants this adjuster for whatever reason. Oh, well, I had the adjuster's info in Columbus, but that didn't help, Chloe went up to Washington and blah, blah, blah. So then that takes so long and blah, blah, blah. We could have had her on benefits with a lawyer. We would have only lost a third of our retro check, but no, that didn't work. I mean, I'm sorry to say, but I'm positive your mom's got some type of fucking mental illness. Might be schizophrenia with all the grandiose ideas she has.
I know.
Or she might be just purely narcissistic and dangling a carrot under you. But then again, your mom basically said the same thing in an email she said to me, to you tonight, is you always talk a good talk, but you're always saying you're sincere, but she doesn't want to listen. She doesn't want to believe it.
She doesn't. She never will believe it. I don't think she ever will. My mom never will believe it. Never, ever will believe it. I don't know what to do. I honestly don't know what to do anymore. I'm out of options.
I mean, Chloe basically spoke her heart about how I can't take care of Chloe. Chloe's mom just turned around and said, "Oh well, Rita can." You know.
My mom's full of shit.
You know.
Maybe later this evening I'll have a heart-to-heart talk with my grandma. Hopefully she's not busy at night.
Well, you know, I mean, I'm sorry to say that, you know the old saying, don't put your eggs in one basket? You know what it means?
Yes.
The faith I have for your family has dwindled down to 0%.
I don't know. I want your honest opinion. What should I do if you were in my shoes? What would you do?
If I knew I was abusing someone verbally and everything else and making threats, I would leave to save the housing. But, you know, like I said...
And where would you go?
Me, I would stay here, but the problem is...
I know. If you're in my shoes...
If I was in, I would try to get home, but your mom doesn't want to, and your grandmother doesn't want to, it seems. No one wants you, so you're the burden or property of me, is what they're saying.
So if you're in my shoes, you'd go on the streets of Seattle?
If I had to, you know, to save the housing, but you
What if you were dealing with a lot of anxiety problems? Just let the attacks happen?
I don't know. I'm not in your position, and I don't have the answers, honestly, you know.
I wish I could have been better for you. Wish I could have. I guess everything's all over for me. It is. There's no hope. Hope is lost. Hope is gone. All I could do is just go on the streets and just hope that one night I just go to sleep and not wake up under the bridge. It's a dark thing to think about, but I dug myself in this grave. I should lie in it. I already dug it already. I dug a hole. I should lie in that hole. And just hope someone gets a shovel and just buries that hole up, patches the hole up with me in it. That's how I think. My mom doesn't deal with me. Oh well. What else can I do? Maybe if I learned to just let go of all my stuff, I could just replace it all.
Chloe?
What?
One of my inner circles, I won't give names, stated, no misgenderings, nothing. They think of you as female. They said that maybe you need to think about in your head how much access you've given your mother. I know you revoked the mental hospital at Cascade of your mom's record, but what other places does she have access to your records? Because Problem is yeah, if your mom was helping, it'd be different. But I think the problem is with Chloe, she not getting any help. I would have Chloe suspend access temporarily and try again. Who knows what Chloe's mom is telling the state or federal government to hinder Chloe from getting help. Help means may come home, and Chloe's mom doesn't want that. And so they're saying, inner circle saying that you could try, that if you know what places you gave your mom access to.
I had an idea in my head, but I don't know if it would work.
I mean, literally, what places does your mom have access to? I knew she talked to Dr. Dum Dum over Confluence. I know she talked to Chris over at Catholic Charities, and I know she talked to the lady at Columbia Valley Community Health. I don't know. Did you give access to?
No, I didn't.
And see,
my mom's just gotten into it herself.
But how did she get access to your records without you signing a release?
I don't know. That's what puzzles me. There's another idea I had of I might talk to there's a few family members in Ohio that I can trust.
If you're talking about your grandmother, she's still in the hospital.
No. I have an aunt on my stepdad's side who lives in Smithfield.
Mm-hmm.
She's been very nice to me, very helpful when I was in Ohio. I'll see what her input is about all this. And just let her know, hey, I'm looking to getting back to Ohio.
As long as your mom hasn't got to your aunt. I mean, your mom has been getting to
my aunt doesn't listen to my mom. My aunt on that side does not. I don't really want anything to do with my mom. You know, my mom's fat shamed her so many times.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah,
I mean, look, your mom shames me every damn day saying I abuse you.
My mom shames everyone, it seems. She shames everybody.
She doesn't shame your brother Garrett.
Because that's her golden child.
And she doesn't shame her husband. Yes, he's the breadwinner in the family.
Yeah. Mom makes some of the money, but he makes more money. Honestly, Your Majesty.
What?
In the past, not right now, but in the past, in the recent past, I've had thoughts of,
Everyone knows that I was speaking about that earlier today. How you said you were going to procure a rope, or if you had a gun, or if you had a knife, or some other way you'd end it. Because And what was your mom's answer to that? You always talk about that, but you don't do it.
She says that, but you know what? This time around,
I wouldn't say it on live video because someone might report it.
I know, but I'm not right now. I'm not thinking about that right now. Right now, my thoughts are I'm trying to get home. I want to get home so I can work this out.
Yeah, but like I said, can you trust your mom once you get home? Because,
I'll see what my aunt could do out in Ohio. See if there's anything she could do to help.
You have their number?
I have her on Facebook. I could always request her number. It's my only hope right now. Only support I have out there. The only support I have anywhere right now. My family in Arizona don't care for me. My grandma just doesn't want to deal with any drama. My uncle doesn't support my transition. My aunt doesn't really talk to anyone anymore. My aunt in Arizona doesn't talk to anyone. My aunt, I won't say her full name, I'll say first name, Aunt Zandra. She doesn't care about anyone right now because of everything that's happened in the last 10 years with family.
So she's basically a Kuna Matata. Who cares? Or is somewhat narcissistic.
Yeah, well, her and my mom's been out for a long time. And
I'm
hello?
sorry to say, but I wonder why. And I'm not asking for the story. It's just the oh yeah.
Yeah, but my mom and my aunt have been at loggerheads, and it's just my mom, my aunt Sandra have been at loggerheads, and that, like my mom said, my aunt Sandra started everything, but who knows who started it? I don't trust. I don't know who to trust. I was told to take a side a long time ago, and I said I'm not taking anyone's side. Yeah, I'm neutral. Nobody liked that answer. I have a few bridges in Ohio that have not burnt. They're still there. I just want to get back out there.
No, I
have friends out there. I still have friends out there. A lot of friends I have out in Ohio I never lost because I never had falling outs with them. Because none of this really hit till I was in Arizona. When I left Ohio, I didn't leave on bad terms. No. Actually, I wanted to stay in Ohio because I had my friends out there. I wanted to be with my friends and have my family members who actually did give a shit about me a part of my life. Instead, I got rushed to Arizona. My mom keeps saying it was my idea to go to Arizona, but I really didn't want to go to Arizona at the time. I really didn't want to go to Phoenix because I didn't really know many people out there.
So my inner circle says if you could trust your aunt in Ohio in Smithfield, you might want to see if she can write you a letter expressing the importance of these benefits state assistance for you due to your mom being a complete jackass.
You know, she works with the state welfare office in Steubenville. My Aunt Nicole in Ohio.
Maybe you should get her to write one because maybe that's your best key right now because your mom doesn't want you to have benefits, it seems.
I know.
My mom wants it for herself. The question is, why doesn't your mom want you to have benefits?
The thing is, when I originally applied, you know who put all the dumb answers in there? Was my mom. Because it wasn't because the original answers my aunt put in there for me got replaced with what my mom put. My aunt.
You mean the one where I was reading the exhibit file recently?
My mom got into it. My aunt, on the other hand, was trying to help me out.
And so you thinking your mom, quote unquote, you think your mom basically made it so you got denied benefits, and because you had college and you had work experience and all this.
Well, they didn't have enough information. My mom was trying to get so I'm under her thumb, and conservatorship, she'd get the money.
Well, as you know, and I want to speak about this to our viewers out there.
My grandparents in Ohio, along my Aunt Nicole, said never trust my mom.
Well, remember
I knew they were right. I knew, and I trusted their words.
Well, remember what I said about conservatorship. To get a conservatorship, your mom would have to pay $100,000 in court fees just to do it. So, it's like Charlie.
She thinks if she could hold on to my money, she could use it. She just wanted the money. You know, back in 2008, she wanted me to apply for disability back then while I was working, because she wanted the money.
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, look. I mean, the SSA lady, I still can't figure out why the SSA lady wants to get you this appointment now and then transfer all to Ohio. It doesn't make sense.
Well, if she get the appointment soon and then transfer to Ohio, maybe I could see what my Aunt Nicole could do for me out there, help me out to get things situated. It won't be easy. The thing is, I got to do something. Sitting out here waiting is not the answer. Going to Seattle's not the answer. The only thing I should be going to Seattle for is getting a plane ticket, train ticket, or bus ticket home.
Yeah, but your mom doesn't want to do that either. She's dangling the carrot in you, and guess who's got to pay for it all to get you there?
Yeah, I know.
And that's where the financial abuse is. Your mom's more doing the financial abuse than you.
I mean,
look at your mom's picture. She wants you to be here. You can't be removed from the lease. You can't be evicted without a fight. She knows all this. So what's she doing? She's just saying you can live comfortably here, even if I'm not got enough laundry money for the month or not enough food in my belly.
I know. That's why we're done this video. You and I should have a heart-to-heart conversation on what to do.
My inner circle says, seriously? Your aunt works at the fucking welfare office? Speak to the camera. They're watching you.
She does work at the welfare office in Steubenville, Ohio. And believe me, I can trust her over my own mom. Matter of fact, I could trust my aunt because she actually was very supportive of, my situation out there. But yeah, she's probably going through a hard time too, because it's her mom that's in the hospital.
Yeah, and your mom's using that as a card too. We can't afford to get you home yet. Remember, your mom's also worried about her inheritance with that farm.
I know. She wants, because of the horses. She cares about the horses over me.
Well, look at what she said to you. She told you what she wanted your money so she could buy a Social Security retro check to go buy a horse and tack.
What if I was to somehow magically turn into a horse? Would my mom change her idea about me?
No, she just saddle you up and ride you.
Until I take her out to town. I'd be one hell of a horse. I would not be the easiest horse for my mom to ride. Matter of fact, I'd be one of those horses that, get off my back now.
What? You know what I would do if I was a horse? Your mom was riding me?
Hmm?
I'd kick her off just like Christopher Reeves and Superman. Kick him off, give her brain damage, let her be in a bed the rest of her life. And
then I'd turn back into human form and take care of my mom.
Why would you do it? Put her in a group home like she wants.
Yeah, I'd do that. Put her in a group home. Well, she'd have, Brad to take care of her, though. That's a thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's what she'd do.
Wow. Inner Circle said,
Ask your inner circle, what should I do?
She's watching, so she'll tell you in a minute. But she did say this. She says, that's kind of crappy of Chloe's mom. Now it all makes fucking sense.
Can you whisper in my ear who it is? Oh.
And she says, it makes sense. Chloe's mom will only try to get you approved if she's given all the fucking money. Otherwise, it's no fucking deal. There you go. You got to talk about that, too, because,
It is true. I'm sorry, but... Okay, you know what? I'm just going to say this on video, because maybe I should try to send some apologies, but Dinky, I'm so sorry for talking shit about you, calling you Terrence and say you're not a bombshell and stuff like that because of my anger, and it was wrong for me to do that. And believe me, I want Rhea to have a better life. And I don't know what to do. But the thing is, encourage me to commit suicide is not a good answer.
She never.
Encourage you to say it's this is from the past. They said that, but the thing is, you're right about my mom, and I know because my mom, growing up, she's always cared only about her horses and her golden child. I was always on the back burner, and the thing is, my mom's side of family don't even care for me. They don't even think I'm worth it. They don't even think I'm worth even their time. They never did, even growing up. And honestly, I really do want to go back to Ohio because at least I do have some support there. Not a lot, but some. I got friends out there too who I've known through work, school, you name it. I just want to go back home.
Since you know, she did make a joke and say a type of horse to buck that bitch off. He.
I would too. If I was a horse, I'd throw my mom right off.
Christopher Reeve type thing, yeah. But honestly, the point is.
Yeah, but then I get euthanized, being a bad horse.
Maybe you get changed back before you get euthanized and just walk right out in front of everyone and they know who did it.
Then I go to jail. I get sent to Area 51 for transforming. Then have me in Area 51. But and if not that case, I'd be in prison for murder, for committing murder against my own mom for throwing her off as a horse.
Yeah, but how can they prove you were the horse? You see,
well,
there's a lot of government work.
If I could transform without anyone seeing me, that's another thing. They'd be looking for a horse and wondering how the fuck I got into their clinic. There's a lot of complications there.
Yeah, exactly. But still, and my entire inner circle, the ones that I'm close to, they know I've spent close to $40,000 in almost 4 years, and your mom thinks I should just keep funneling money into this giant black hole of abyss of crap that and I, as Chloe's always said, I deserve to get paid back, but how do I get paid back when the Social Security lady said I'm not entitled to a damn dime?
Yeah, well, my mom's wrong. Rhea's right. I'm right. Dinky's right.
Poppy's right.
Poppy's right. My grandma in Arizona doesn't want to believe me because my mom's pretty much gotten to her.
Well, you know what I think sucks, talking to the audience is your mom demands those records for that doctor in Ohio for autism, yet she owes him so much money and he retired. So technically, how does that play out?
Maybe my grandpa in Oregon could try to help get me back to Ohio.
Do you still have the phone number?
I should, if it's not. It should be on your new computer because I talked to him on this computer, but yet you got to get it all back on when you send it, right?
I had it saved, I think, in my email program, but I don't know how to access the address thing, So but
we could try. We could try something.
Well, okay.
Yeah, I'm just washing this out, washing my mouth out, and that's it. I'll come back out to explain this. But we gotta brainstorm something.
Are you done for being in front of this camera?
Listen, I just want to brainstorm ideas how we can keep ourselves both safe.
Are you done, or do you have
Rhea wants to have a better life. Can't you see? She has been trying so hard to get you out with stuff that you, but when you mistreat one person that wants to help you, that's upsetting to me. Yes, I understand, Dinky, that what I did to Rita was wrong over the years. And trust me, I'm trying to get out. I'm trying to, get her a better life, but I want to make sure we're in a situation where we're both safe. She's safe, I'm safe, and things go back the way they were. Honestly. Honestly, it's just...
The transform would be so badass.
Oh, it would be. But it's not real. That's the harsh reality to it all. It's not real. I wish it was real, but it's not.
No, I think, honestly, I don't want to say this on video, but I think Dinky's right. The true problem is your mom raised your mom was a bad parent, and she's got her own personal agenda.
She does.
It stinks to high heaven.
It stinks to high heaven, and there's nothing we can do about it, about my mom. But what I can do is contact what family members I have and see what they could do on their end to kind of help, solve it. I mean, hell, if my Aunt Nicole could help me get back to Ohio, maybe since they're technically family members,
Probably, if they really truly accept you as a family member,
they could commit. They could.
No, you have to have blood relatives commit you. Only a blood relative, and you have to have 2 blood relatives.
Oh, great! That went down the drain. Maybe they could. I have another idea. Is I could talk to my aunt to see if they could actually. Well, I have to be living in Ohio to sign up for public housing out there.
At least 6 months. Any state, 6 months for public housing.
I did apply for public housing out there before I came out to Washington. I was trying to get into a few houses, a few in Columbus, a few in towns near where I was staying, because I was staying out where I grew up, which is in between Smithfield and Rayland. However, Rayland has 2 towns adjacent to it. You go south of Rayland, you hit Tiltonsville and Yorkville. I was looking at signing up for a place in Yorkville because it was off a bus line that goes down to Wheeling. Okay, Dinky, how do I do this? When I have nowhere to go and I have nowhere to go, hospitals here don't take me serious anymore, and I have no way of getting back to where I have people who do support me, who still support me. I don't know what to do. If I go out on the streets and stay positive, the only problem I have with that is sleeping on the streets and not being safe or feeling safe.
Remember the golden rule that Jesus said?
Follow your heart. What is it?
Do unto others as you would do to yourself. There you go. Do unto others as you would do to yourself.
Yeah, maybe I should treat Rhea the way I want to be treated. But the thing is...
There it is. There's that word, but.
The thing is, if I stay here, that's just financial strain on her. The thing is, if I didn't have to be here and be a financial strain on Rita, that would be better. We all agree to that. I mean, right? We'd all agree to that. I just don't know what to do anymore. I wish I knew my grandpa's number. I could see if he could help me get back to Ohio. Didn't he say he would? Or he could?
No, he said his money is tied up in his trips. He wasn't going to do it. The only thing your mom pestered him to do is take you to Oregon and commit you, which, as Dinky knows by now, it's a grandiose idea because your Washington Medicaid wouldn't take you in the state of Oregon.
It won't.
And remember, your mom got mad when she called the involuntary teen in Washington and Multnomah counties, and they said, well, you're Washington and it's in your records. You've been hospitalized so many times, it doesn't work. Your mom was angry as hell and didn't want to talk to you for a month. Actually, it was like 6 weeks.
I feel so horrible.
Well,
how I treat you, how I treat everyone. And again, Dinky, I'm also sorry for accusing you of having connections with our next door neighbor. I don't even think you know the next door neighbor.
Dinky knows what I've told her about the neighbor, the one that assaulted you.
Yeah.
And how she's, and you can confirm this, drank while pregnant and drugs and everything and made the kid retarded. So she thinks that's child abuse alone and child endangerment. So
It is child abuse, and I feel bad for those children next door, but it's something I can do. So, I mean, look, thing is, just bring Rita out there to Portland.
She said,
so
"Why
she can
can't you?" Okay, so Dinky asked a question, that maybe you can answer. Why aren't they? And I'll let you answer because she's actually interested right now in what you're saying. She says, "Why can't you commit yourself? And why aren't they taking you seriously?" So
because I've been to 4 hospitalizations, and 4 of them in the past
2 years, 2.5 years.
Yeah, 2.5 years.
Sorry about that. That's my township game. Don't worry about that. That's just saying my supplies came in for the train.
So the past 2.5 years, I had 4 hospitalizations. But hey, it might actually not be that bad since the last hospitalization I had was over a year ago.
Well, do you want me to explain to Dinky from my own words, from what I've heard about not being taken seriously?
What is it?
Okay, so basically what has happened, Tara, is basically Chloe went to Confluence Health. That's the one that killed Aaron and got away with it, damn son of a bitches. She went to a psychologist. The psychologist said she's borderline. This is after she's been tried to get into personally involuntary herself, not voluntary herself. The hospitals out in Grant County said no, hospitalizations is for the seriously mentally ill. So every time she tried to go, they tried to get her to Grant Integrated Services. And Grant turned around and put in her records that she's not taking anything seriously and she's too stupid and doesn't understand mentally that hospitalization is for people that are severely serious. Chloe isn't serious. So Chloe got mad because she kept asking for mental hospitals to help her with the right programs, and they didn't want to do it. So she kept leaving and going to places like Columbia Valley Community Health, which transferred her to Grant Integrated Services. She went to Confluence, they transferred her to Grant Integrated Services. She went to Catholic Charities. They were going to work with her, but she ended up in the hospital several times. And then finally, she got out to Seattle, and they put her in a hospice program, for a respite program, for 30 days, and was going to get her a job and work. And her mom convinced her to go home. So she went back home. Well, Grant Integrated Services kept calling the last time before when I went through to go home. She was there waiting for me, saying that, her mom bought her a ticket home because she can't be removed from the lease and yada, yada, yada. So yada, yada, yada. So what happened was then Grant wanted her again, and then Grant put in the records for DSHS, the Department of Social Health Services, that she keeps denying services because they had their own treatment plan, which was treating her for a disability that she didn't have. And Chloe said, well, I'm this. All the hospitals say it. They said the hospital is wrong. So eventually she got out here and got hospitalized once. And they put in it that after Grant was controlling the billing because she didn't transfer Medicaid from Grant to San Juan County, that they kicked her out of the hospital before they could treat her. And then put in her records that everywhere she goes, it's a joke. So the DSHS / Social Security adjuster says going to another hospitalization ain't going to do her any good. And then when she tried to get help with CMAR, that fell through. They said another joke. We're living on an island, ferry boats break down periodically. And then the second problem is Compass turned around and tried to help, but they demanded her to do their treatment instead of giving treatment options like any other clinic or hospital, like OHSU, stating, oh, well, we could do this treatment for you. It said they had all these plans to milk her for the cash cow like every other place, but saying that she couldn't get disability because disability is not the right answer. It's like, what will disability do for you? What will cash assistance do for you? What will a sex change? So then the last time she went to get help, they scheduled her an appointment, and then they told her they had to reschedule because the intake was wrong. And then they were supposed to send a letter out, never did. And then Compass put in a record that Chloe doesn't want treatment and it's a giant joke. So the Social Security adjuster said, hey, we want you to go to our psychologist so we can get you on benefits. And once you get through this appointment, you're cut free to transfer to Ohio if you wish. Unfortunately, your old mom wants to basically push her own wheelbarrow and wants the information of everything about the intake to the social workers to Compass to everything. And Chloe refuses. So mom keeps dangling the carrot, saying, oh, if you do this and get Medicaid in Seattle, you can come home. Supposedly come home. But we all know mom's basically doing the old smoke and mirror type thing. So, but yeah, the reason for it is because she's been hospitalized and tried to get help other places. They keep saying that she doesn't want their treatment ideas when a hospital and clinic in the state by law has to give treatment options and goals. They had their own goals and options, which didn't include getting her on disability. It was just her Medicaid for every dime that wasn't nailed down.
Yeah.
And Chloe was saying, no, I want this treatment the way that other people with borderline get it. And they're like, no, you're bipolar. No, you're schizophrenic. No, you're narcissistic. No, you're this. And Chloe got fed up with them telling her, so the lady that does the medical end of Social Security, the adjuster said, well, which diagnosis does she have? The administrative law judge said, hey, you got 23 diagnoses from like 19 different places. Which one? Each one doesn't. And so the Social Security person there basically said she might, quote unquote, they didn't know the one in Ohio, which Chloe said was a redneck Confederate that had a Confederate flag in the back of his office hanging on the wall, which gave her the heebie-jeebies. Basically, they all said, well, that she's not trying hard enough, or they don't, that she doesn't want treatment because she's not taking the treatments that they want her to do, which means milking the state for every dime that isn't nailed down. And then they're basically saying, in her record that Chloe is the person that's making it hard for everyone because the state, quote unquote, it's people like her that the state needs to keep funneling more money into. So they're advocating that people like Chloe, they need more money to take care of Chloe because, Chloe's a hard person to take care of, but they're not offering the right treatment. Is that about the gist of it, Chloe?
Yeah, they're diagnosing the wrong thing. Do bipolar people cut themselves when they're upset and angry?
No, that's borderline, and Aaron was borderline. If anyone didn't know, Dinky didn't know, but Aaron was borderline. Clear. I talked to Chris about that.
The medical system's screwed up. Doesn't matter where you go these days. Well, some clinics will diagnose borderline.
So basically, Dinky says you made it this far, but you got to be serious in the appointments. Well, yeah, Chloe was, but like I said in my videos, and I told Ellen, the main reason we were delayed is because we could have left at 10:30 or 12:30. The problem is the ferries, 3 out of 4 ferries were broken. Yesterday when we were coming back, 4 out of 5 ferries were sitting in dock, tied up next to each other in anacortes, weren't moving. And Chloe and I were trying to find out why, and they said, well, they were broke down. So ferries break down. The state doesn't have money to basically fix them yet. As Ellen said today, it's funny, they're trying to allocate more money for mental health and less money for the ferry system. So, our mail gets delayed and so forth and everything else. So let me see what else she says. But you got to be serious. Chloe is serious. I mean, Chloe, why don't you tell Dinky what's been causing your anxiety? Why you've been crying a lot too?
It's because how I've been treating Rita, and the fact is I'm not getting help for my mental issues, and no one wants to help me or take me seriously. It's like I'm getting nowhere, and I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. I just want.
Yeah, but you're crying because you're under anxiety. Remember, you told me this heart to heart about you wanting this appointment to be done.
I do. I want it to be done and over with.
And yet the ferries break down.
I know. I hate living on an island. It's just so hard. It'd been so much easier if we were in Moses Lake and I did this.
Yeah, but you remember what happened in Moses Lake with those fucking officers. That's why we left. They would have hauled me off at the jail. I'd be probably still sitting in jail.
And we would have been better off in Seattle living.
Yeah, well, remember, Seattle wouldn't give us any housing because of your credit. So we took whatever Ad West gave us, and they offered us this place, so we took it. But anyway, she always, no. Again, she didn't refuse treatment. Let me recorrect that again. She didn't refuse treatment. They basically said, this is the treatment we're giving you. It'd be like me telling you, if I was your doctor, Dinky, oh, well, you have breast cancer. And you say, no, I don't want, I'll get, and for example, you're like, well, let me die from breast cancer because I don't want the treatment. I don't want to be bald because of chemo. You made the decision not to get the treatment because of it. But when it comes to the mental health has to sit here and say, look, we can give you CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, before you ask. I've read every diagnostic statistic, man. I've read 200 books on BPD, 400 books on bipolar. I'm basically, as Ellen said, a doctor in it without a degree. So basically, they didn't offer any type of treatment. And then when Chloe said, well, can you let Rita come in and explain what type of help we need for at the home situation? They said, fuck you. Rita can stay out and rot and die and support your ass. And Chloe said, no. So again, Chloe wanted me to explain this is what needs to be done to help her. And they refused. They just wanted to squeeze me like a fucking blood out of a turnip or a blood out of rock and get money out of me, while they basically milk Chloe while doing the treatment they wanted, which benefits them in their pocketbook through the state. So the state could pay, say, $10,000 a month for a treatment, but they're doing the treatment that would be more money in their pocket and less cost effective, corruption, than they would doing the proper treatment of the books that I've read. Instead, they're saying Chloe's bipolar when she isn't. They're saying she's not borderline when what she is. They're saying she's schizophrenic, possibly, which honestly, if you read the DSMs, you can be bipolar and borderline, which is rare combination, and autistic. But you can't be schizophrenic, bipolar, and borderline, because schizophrenia is basically the full-blown thing of borderline. Borderline is between neurosis and psychosis, which means bipolar and schizophrenia. So it's in between. That's why it's called borderline. And so technically, they didn't want to treat for the borderline. They just wanted to treat her and be corrupted little assholes in the state by milking it. It's also a billing issue where they can't bill for borderlines because borderlines are hard to treat. So they wanted to give her stuff for bipolar, which she isn't. There is no diagnosis anywhere. I've talked to hospitals, social workers, caseworkers everywhere. It's a billing issue. I have connections with the social workers at the hospitals Chloe's went to, and they've been staying in contact with me to see how Chloe's doing. And they say she's not bipolar, because if they gave meds for bipolar, the meds would work. If you give bipolar meds to borderlines, they don't work. Would you like to continue, or should I?
The mental hospitals are right. And you know what? And this is exactly why, when I first time went to Cascade, they recommended I move to Seattle, because they said they'd be able to set me up with the hospitals that actually work with borderline, not bipolar.
So she basically states, don't feel horrible. Every day is a new day to change and better yourself in relationships with others. She says she likes you when you're this way instead of angry. And, you allow yourself to get angrily easily. Not a single person in this world gets what they want. Take advantage of the hospital. Know they are there to help you. Life is not always roses, as always. Let me read you this part, since you went into the bathroom. She says, we explained you didn't refuse treatment. The hospitals refuse treatment to you because you're not doing what they're telling you, when it's all corruption. And they don't want to help anyways because of the finances.
The hospital this side would super compass that I'm bipolar.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. The hospital on this island says that she's clearly bipolar, yet the clinic, okay, here's how Chloe was trying to say this. The clinic has got the records from the hospitals, and they're saying the hospital records are completely wrong, and that Chloe isn't borderline, she's bipolar. And if the hospitals can't get it right, then they put in the records also that Chloe doesn't need hospitalization, because they're completely and thoroughly they're completely saying that the hospitals are wrong. So the clinics are saying the hospitals are wrong, that the hospitals are wrong, and the clinics are right. So that's why she needed this intake, because the Social Security person has her records and basically told me, Ellen said that from everything she's read and everything I've told her, personal from all my conversation with her. Chloe's clearly borderline and meds won't work. So why is it they're doing this? She says it's because the clinics are just trying to milk Chloe for every dime and doesn't want Chloe on disability. Now, I'll give you another thing in a minute, but she also states, you allow yourself to angrily easy. Not a single person in this world gets what they want. Take advantage of the hospital. Know that they're there to help you. Life is not always roses as we know it. Like I told Rita, you got to play their game. You do what they suggest, and you may get more of what you're trying to get, whatever that may be. Refusing treatment they want for you has proven not to work. So try to follow the treatment they recommend. Just try it. What harm will that do? Maybe you will get more help from that route. You know, but like the lady said, right now we're only looking at getting her on benefits, and the way to do that is if she goes to this one appointment, which they're setting up a schedule for. Then afterwards, she can turn around and put it right into the field office, and the field office will either approve or deny based off of the laws in the federal government, whether she can work or not work. But with her temper, she can't work. And so, the lady understands that borderline people are hard to work with, but she also understands that these diagnoses at 23 with an administrative law judge, which she has the records, state that the law judge made the only answer possible is which diagnosis. Are you narcissistic? Are you schizophrenic? Are you bipolar? Are you borderline? Are you bipolar 2? Are you bipolar 3? I mean, I have it written down of which one is which, and because of it, it's a complicated freaking issue, literally complicated because, on that. But they basically, the clinics basically doesn't want her hospitalized at all. They think they can do outpatient, and saying that the hospitals are completely and thoroughly wrong, even though the hospitals have seen her in all her moods and they know exactly what she is. I mean, look, even though Confluence killed hubby, I will basically put my bottom dollar down here. And when I basically speak with my heart, I speak. I'm betting my bottom dollar, the doctor, I think her name, I'm going to go by her first name, Kelly. Dr. Kelly is completely right, as Chloe realized that it's borderline. It ain't fucking bipolar. It ain't fucking, maybe the borderline symptoms were there from birth, which can be, but they can't diagnose till they're 18. So technically, that could be the symptoms that I thought was autism. Now, if you excuse me for 1 second, I'm going to use the restroom and come back and continue. But you get the idea.
I want to put a movie in.
Well, don't do it yet because I'm copywriting on the sound.
I know.
Don't do it yet. I'll try to wrap this up, okay? I do got a couple other things to say if you don't mind before we, but I also got to do a little cleaning too before movies because we're way behind, and so basically, okay, so I'm back, everyone, and so the other thing I wanted to say, is that when it comes to Chloe, one of the reasons her mom basically said what she said today, which I agree with Dinky completely, is to cut her off. Her mom's fucking toxic. You just got to put your mom. Remember what I told you a long time ago? Remember what I said? If you can train your mind, no, don't do this. I implore you in the YouTube channel, don't do this. But if you can train your mind, supposedly to go and be a better person like Aaron taught me how to do, and you can train your mind to be a killer, you can train your mind to be a better person. So if you can train someone's mind in the military to kill someone, then you can retrain your mind to stay away from your family. Now, one of the things I wanted to say was, so basically, Dinky said, because I'm reading the screen, she says, what Chloe is doing is clearly not working. So try to do what the professionals recommend, plain and simple. Yeah, but here's the problem, Dinky, is Compass Health, for example, they refuse to allow Chloe to walk in anymore for treatment. The other day, Chloe was having a severe thought of suicide. Okay, severe. I contacted the right people. They were going to send a DCR team out to the house to do either voluntary invol Saturday after the sheriff came. They turned around and said to me, Sunday morning, they called me on my Skype phone number and said, we're sorry, we don't want to deal with Chloe. She's just too much to handle, so you're on your own. Plain and simple. And that's because, they don't want to enroll her in Compass anymore because, Compass just put the last place she went to said it's a complete joke, and so, the only options I can think of is either skipping my appointment with you guys in Portland and getting her to another hospital, which is not recommended right now while we're floating along waiting for this appointment. Because once this appointment's done, like I said to you in a private message, the lady said Chloe can be cut free to go home. But as you can see, I don't think with the powers vested in, me and the big man upstairs is going to allow Chloe's family, even in Ohio, even her Aunt Nicole, to help. I mean, call me negative, but that's how I see it for some reason. So, but the lady basically stated, she was more interested in the current records when Chloe had that anxiety panic attack from drinking coffee, So again, it was, that's how it is. So one of the things I wanted to share with you all was what was going on with hold on. And one of the things I wanted to say to you all was Chloe's mom turns around and was like, don't worry. If Rita goes out, you're fine, just wait for your appointment. Just get it done. Well, the reason the lady basically set up things was, when it comes to the taxi, for example, okay, the taxi. She set up taxi, lunch, and everything. If we just went to that February 13th appointment, we wouldn't have had this problem. But she thought because Chloe wanted to leave to Ohio early, that she better get her in early. So the whole thing is we took the opportunity, but the ferries broke down. So technically, so one of the things that I put together reason wise was these movies, okay? So as you know, we don't have Hulu or Netflix. I've tried to look into what's available on Hulu and Netflix to make it worth my money for streaming services because my cousin Corey's like, you need so anyways, basically what happened was she turned around and was saying, to me, uh 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 what do you call it? Basically she was saying, you have Disney Plus, you have Stars, you have you can get Hulu. I can get it for like $3 a month for the next 2 years. You can have Netflix, but we have Stars, we have Disney Plus, we have HBO, we have Showtimes, we have Cinemax, we have Amazon Prime, right? So we have all these. All Chloe needs to do is zone in and basically, while I'm in Portland, watch these channels, watch the movies, watch Star Wars, watch whatever till I get back. I'll be gone 16 or 17 days. Of course, that's a long time for Chloe and me to be gone, but I need the vacation. But it's also to help out family, because I promised I'd help them and I can't break my promise. Chloe knows this. But at the same time, Chloe's worried about these things. If she can get her mental thing taken care of, again, the whole thing is the mom smoke and mirror thing, well, you have all these things, just stay there, you have a good life here, which is true. But mom doesn't want to deal with Chloe, plain and simple. And I think with everything Dinky said and others said in private messages, including your ex-roommate, basically saying you can't trust someone who dangles a carrot out from you. Get meds. Okay. So Chloe goes and gets meds, hypothetically. Then what? What if your mom says, oh, there's no money? You're on meds. They're not working. They're making you more violent. Oh, well, right? So you got to think of it. Now, Dinky's right. You might want to try something, but Compass won't take you. CMAR won't take you. Grant won't take you. You're out of the county. All these places won't take you. So, and, Compass won't because of the thing. So anyways, so basically what happened was, like Dinky said, she's not watching right now. She's got a lot of work to do, but she's grateful that you came on, and she thanks you for giving some time and talking about wanting to be a horse to kick your mom off. Hell, I'd like to be a lion and eat your mom, Chloe. She might be a tasty morsel if I was a lion.
Oh, you don't know what I like to do with my mom.
Okay, honestly. So there. So basically, one of the things before I wrap this up is I set Chloe up, we have these movies, and one of the things that keeps her calm is movies, as long as she doesn't dwell on the neighbor and attacking the neighbor. I told her it doesn't do her any good. It's just going to get us evicted. And I've told this many times. I've tried to help her many times, and it seems the only one trying to help her is me. And, no one else. Everyone, the one lady is grateful I'm keeping up with her, but the other thing is we have games that we're trying. Chloe's got this new game that she's really into, but she hasn't even played it. Literally, this whole...
It's a good game, though. Horizon Zero Dawn.
Well, yeah, she got this game called Horizon Zero Dawn, which is really great. Thing is, I was planning to play Diablo, and do some level grinding while she plays her game, but instead, this day went down to pooper. So, now it's almost time for figuring out a late dinner, whether I make my pizza tonight or go hungry, or make some soup or something. I don't know.
I'm not even hungry.
Well, right now I'm not hungry myself, so I had a hamburger earlier in one meal, which is this morning. But you get the idea. So basically, we set up games. For example, games that we can both play. That we have one side has the Switch, the other side has the one side has the Switch, the other side has the PS4, and that I thought we could work together. Like, we have a game that could be all the games that I've chosen that Chloe wants to get into has at least 50 to 100 hours minimum. Chloe got me into calming her down with Guild Wars, so I got to get the expansions, which I plan to do next month, which Chloe will be happy for, because then we can play it, and I can get gliders and masteries, and I want to work on the original areas where there's mastery points, so I can get all the mastery points, unless I have them all that I can't use because I've accumulated them from all the original areas. I don't know. Chloe has...
a good bit, and it just doesn't show if you're upgraded.
Yeah, well, you know how it is. But so I got all these games, and we got more games coming, and etc. Now, Chloe, she says that from now on, you need to limit any information you give to your mom. If you do, call her. If you don't, your mom's toxic in her opinion, so why bother? Just do the things on your own. You can prove her wrong. But what you're doing is you're giving her too much information. So, for example, you go to a mental hospital, right? And all of a sudden, you're opening up to them. And then they want to know more information, so you give that information to them to call your mom, and you're giving that information that they can call your mom, and then your mom goes ahead and does whatever she wants with your records and everything else, And then she screws over your freaking life. Plain and simple. So you need to limit the information that you're providing to your mom, whether it be Social Security or whatever. The other thing is you got to also ask yourself, why is it that you really want to go home to be with your mom when your mom's not a nice person?
I just thought that was the only option, the only place I had to live.
No, there is other options, but you've got to basically, as I told Dinky many times.
And what other options are those?
As Dinky said, you need to better yourself like I have with Aaron, and you need to basically make it so you don't look like a complete ass and be mean to people and attack people.
What can I do to relieve anxiety right now?
Do you really want to know how to relieve anxiety? Do you truly want to know? Yeah. Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's our problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata. You dwell on too much. They say I'm borderline too. But you also got to basically think too. You need to, the lessons I could teach you, as Sam said, as a teacher, you need to take in and not basically be combative. I've told you this many times. To be a better person, you need to look at fucking dumbass next door and say there's nothing you can do about it. Don't even talk about her.
I could do about dumbass next door.
The guy upstairs, he might, hold on, I'm saying this. He might walk like a fucking elephant or a rhino, but there's not a damn thing you can do about it. So why complain? I mean, literally, you gotta also look at it from, if I keep talking loud, will someone complain and we get a notice on the door saying you're evicted? You see? I mean, all these lessons I've taught you, you need to take it not as a grain of salt, but actually do it. I mean, look. Let me give you advice. The Bible states you can better yourself by finding Christ and believing in Christ and being a better person, quote unquote. The word is better person. Remember that Bible I told you about, the one where I wanted it, where it had a chronological Bible, but it also has life application study notes. The life application study notes is to take the advice and the notes that's given in the Bible and basically turn around and basically apply to your everyday life. So, for example, your current Bible gives you devotions. The devotions in those books that I tried to read you and you just zoned out basically state that if you take the devotions like my aunt gave me, Aaron died, and you apply it to everyday life, you can be a better person. You can sit there and, I mean, look at Dinky. Dinky doesn't believe the Bible, but she still believes the golden rule, do unto others as others would want to be treated. So if you can remember that and you sit there and say, oh, how would read it? I mean, look, when you get combative with me, I'm combative with you because I'm giving it back to you. And I don't like giving it back to you. I just want you to learn, that what you're doing is wrong and that you need to learn that you can't go attack someone or make threats. I mean, look, for example, okay? Let me give you several examples, okay, on my channel here. I'm just going to give names, okay? You apologize to Dinky. That was great. I'm proud of you. But making threats against your mom, it ain't going to help you and do you any good. What about making threats to my advocates? What did they do to you? They tried to save your home. So you go ahead and you're like getting combative Saturday. And then, look at what Ashley did. She set us up to go get our refund and stuff, or whatever we needed so we can get you the employment. She wants you on disability. She thinks if you got disability, 90% of this will be fixed. Yes, it might be income problematic, but it also is depressing Chloe having no income because, truthfully, she's got to rely on someone else, and her mom just wants me to take care of her. Well, if Chloe could go past the thingy, I try. Let me put it to you this way for some of you out there. Well, I'll do this dip. Once the dip's done, I'm done with this channel today. Okay, I'm done, and you might get a video 2 days or 3 days or a month because Chloe and I need to clean, and we got to get some gaming in, and we got to get some movies in. The thing is, Chloe stated that she's having anxiety because of this appointment. Let me put it to you this way, Chloe. God will deliver. He will give you a date before I leave to Portland. He will get you through while I'm out in Portland. Thing is, you need to have faith. Would you like me tonight to read you a chapter or something in the Bible or something for you?
But yeah, I think I get an appointment in before.
Well, yeah, I do too.
And then all I have to do is wait 2 weeks.
Well, exactly, and you'll have cab too. She's set up cab and everything. All you have to do is get off the ferry, get in the cab with me.
Said she'll prove me on her end, just up to the field office. That's the only thing I am worried about. What the field office will do.
I'm not. Well, you know why? Because they say if you've been denied once, you get approved the second time. You didn't have a lawyer, and you went all the way to the administrative law judge, which means, and if you appealed it, it goes all the way to the Supreme Court.
What's the original one close that I reapplied as a reapply?
If you have to reapply, usually you get approved if you reapply the second time. She said this to me on the phone. The problem is,
second application just gets approved.
Well, yes. With me, I didn't have a lawyer, and I was reapproved because of my medical records and the fact that my schooling was special education,
So I should keep my head up because this time around I'm more likely going to be approved.
Yeah. It's all, the lady.
And then if things go, if I can hold out till April, I'll have an income this April.
Well, more likely March, but she just wants to get this done so you can have an income. That's what she said. The problem is what I said to Dinky.
Take the field office at least 2 weeks.
Once she gets the records, she'll have you approved and send it over to the field office. You'll get they either will just go over a note and say okay, or they'll basically.
How long does it take the field office usually?
She said it could take him 2 days or it could take him 2 years. But usually takes a couple days. That's it. And you get a letter in the mail.
So after the appointment, I usually get a letter within.
And by the way, if you didn't know about this Ellen lady, she said even after she sends out the information to the field office, she'll stay in contact with you to let you know where you stand on your approval or denial.
She'll tell me if they're more likely to approve or deny.
Well, yeah, and she has access that info. So to me, it's a good deal. So you got an ally on your side. But anyways, back to my story. So I tried to tell Chloe not to worry, don't stress over it. Good Lord will deliver.
Before they send a letter in the mail that I'm approved, she'll tell me ahead of time.
That's what she told me. She gave me her damn word.
She'll tell me that if they decide to approve me, she'll tell me right away before the letter comes in.
Yes, or if you're denied before the letter comes to.
Yeah, there's still a chance of a denial.
No, more likely not. But the thing is, she needs she's got all my info. She's got your info.
Like we said, the field office could just deny me just because they want me on Medicare.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They might just approve you anyways. It's basically, it depends on certain aspects. And usually she said they're pretty good. And with borderline people, they usually, but
usually don't screw them over.
No, but the problem is, as she said, from her end, the main question she has, and Chloe can't explain it, nor can I, nor can the lady, is why is it that she worked part-time jobs for 10 years and all of a sudden she went down the toilet? Literally, she doesn't understand. She said, what triggered it?
Part-time and full-time jobs and then went downhill.
Well, yeah, but she wanted to know why you went downhill. That's one thing she wanted to. Once she gets your medical records, why you went downhill, that's one of the questions she wanted to have the psychologist ask.
Check Tom shit on style.
So, basically, like I said, Chloe's got movies. Chloe's got games. I got games. I even convinced Chloe that we need to watch a couple of videos on YouTube before we get into...
More likely, while you're gone, I'll probably know if I get denied approved.
She said she'll call me. I'll Skype up while I'm in Portland because I'll have the internet connected in case Dinky calls me about her dogs or chickens, or if her house is still standing. Which, jokingly aside, I'm not going to do anything with it. It was just a joke because, You know, I'm not a violent person, so you get the idea, but or anything like that, but you get the idea, you know, and but still, you know, the point is, you know, like Chloe said, she's up to her wits. She doesn't know which way to go, and so, you know. So, you know, and so basically, you know, Chloe's got movies, she's got music, she's got all this stuff. She shouldn't worry. I mean, literally, she shouldn't worry. And she also needs to think, also, you know, and this is where the lessons need to come in to better herself. Like for example, you know, she always says, "Can I have a pinch? Can I have a pinch?" And she needs to think, I keep taking from Rita, there won't be anything for Rita, and then Rita has to spend more money on the island to get more tobacco.
I think I'm done with tobacco.
Or for example, yeah, well, you know, you might need some, but we got to get to the smoke shop next week, or I'll send you there. Okay, you should be able to do it on your own and get yourself a roll for yourself, make it last. But anyways, you know, we got more coupons coming. But for example, I've been trying to teach Chloe to get stuff like this from Safeway or King's to see what's available, so you don't have to go off island. Like for example, we like our baby back ribs. Chloe knows I love ribs. I'll be getting ribs on payday. We're having ribs for dinner, by the way. Yeah. We're having ribs.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, you do your chores and I'll provide the ribs.
Deal.
And you know, thing is, I'm trying to teach her that you can save money by looking at this stuff. I mean, stuff you might not want to eat that often, but for example, I know she likes Hot Pockets. That's on sale. Salad dressing's on sale. Mayonnaise is on sale. This mac and cheese I won't touch. Oh, by the way, Chloe, can I make a joke? Your juicy boxes are on sale too again, little kid.
Yay.
She likes Capri Sun, so I mean, literally. And there's this Fresh Express salads. I want to get some of those. I've been wanting to eat a little healthier, anyways. And Chloe's always worried about my heart. That's one thing she is always worried about, you know. Hey, Chloe, did you say you needed some shoes? Or are you good?
There's shoes always.
No, there's a deal right now. 30% off all shoes upstairs.
Ooh.
I have to look into it before I go. But you might have to earn the shoes. But you know the thing. I reward the good. I don't reward the bad, and you know that. And then you know and by the way, you never told me when you were putting your face in the pillow the other day.
Uh-huh.
About Tostitos' new salsa, the avocado salsa made with avocados. I know you like avas. You should try it. It's at Safeway. Or at Walmart. When we're at Walmart, maybe they have it, right? But anyways, I tried to tell Chloe, if you're going to make things last, you're going to have to make it last in a way. You know, I should check that real quick, too, while I'm thinking about it. Actually, I'll check Amazon first. Hey, Chloe, would you come here a sec?
Hold on a second. You want to show me an ad?
Something interesting.
Something that might help me
Yes.
with my mental issues. I don't know which way it's going.
Anyways, it doesn't really matter. Basically, Amazon, they're charging a lot of money because it's new and they're scalping it. But it says right there, made with 100% avocados, avocado salsa. Yeah. So, anyways, I've been trying to teach Chloe, to stretch everything out. She needs to stretch everything out. She needs to think about, her needs and you know, um, etc., and make things last, without going in and buying candy and junk food, because like I said, but yeah, I look over deals, and I've been trying to teach her, you can save a lot of money, and also, if we go off island, for example, Chloe needs to think about certain things that I buy, like the frozen pizzas, that if we're taking the cooler with us, which I bought specifically after she broke the other one, it's a hard case one that if we buy pizza and we buy ice, that the cooler could be transported twice, the third, the fourth, the fifth, or the fourth and the fifth, and we can get plenty of frozen foods. But think about my needs instead of just overloading everything on what she wants to buy for herself. Like me, I can get my ramen cheap on Amazon, but that I can have it shipped because of Prime. But her stuff, more money on Amazon. So to me, but the point is she needs to learn, life skills, and I've been offering her life skills, and it just goes in one ear and out the other. So, I'm trying to teach her to um, be a, you know, and so, the thing is she's uh, needs to learn, she needs to learn. You got to put things, sweep it under the rug, or put it on the back burner, or ignore it. I mean, look, I've tried everything to control her temper, honestly. I mean, movies, music, books, um, video games. I mean, she's just going to have to focus. And besides, Chloe says, "Oh, we're going to watch a movie." No, we're not. We're not watching a movie. You know why we're not watching a movie, anyone? Because Chloe didn't say which movie we were watching. Man, we got the Herbie series to watch, the Aladdin anime to watch, or the Cinderella to watch.
Cinderella or
Aladdin, the first movie and the third movie has Robin Williams as the genie. Say it phonetically!
he was a bat and fern goalie.
Mm-hmm. Ferngully was good. I really want to get the box set of the Land Before Time series. That movie was great, but they don't have that on any of the movie places that I want to watch. Oh, which reminds me, I've been wanting to find something out, on uh, uh, Amazon, which is something I wanted to watch, because I'm into Mormon movies. I was looking at subscribing, and you know there we go. So if it's available, yeah, here it is. It's free. See, there's a movie that was just came out recently, Chloe, and it's on this Mormon channel where you subscribe to Mormon movies, right? It's called Passage to Zarahemla, where if you know anything about the Mormon scripture, Zarahemla is the main capital, supposedly, of the Mormons, and somewhere in North or South America, right? So this girl is talking about how she wants to see Zarahemla for herself. She goes back in time to see it for herself. And the reason for it, you ready for this?
Yep.
The reason for it is because no one has ever found Zarahemla on the map, or Bountiful, or any of the Mormon, So to me, I'm really interested in Mormon geography. And you like geography anywhere it's a location, so it might just suit you just fine. So because it's free on Amazon on our account, we should watch it. See, there you go. We found a movie without even arguing. And did you ever see that movie, Emma and the Black Lady? That was a good movie too. If you haven't seen it, Emma and Mr. Smith wants to adopt a black woman and her family into the religion, but she's being prosecuted as a slave. Remember, it's during Lincoln's or after Lincoln's time, or before Lincoln's time, or whatever, where black people were treated as slaves. So it was a good movie too. So basically, you know, I'm done with this. So let me grab some coffee and I'm wrapping up. But you guys get the idea. I've tried everything to control her temper. And you know, and so your next mission after I get my coffee and finish this up for you guys is are you eating, Boo Boo? Yeah, little Bun Bun's eating again, Chloe. I think he's an eating machine. He's Chloe. Did we adopt a furry son here that's a poop machine or a pellet machine? Because every time I turn around, there's pellets everywhere. Hey, pellet boy. Hi. As everyone knows, I love this bunny with all my heart. So, you know, but also I want to say I have faith, honestly, that Chloe can make it while I'm gone for 17 days without Chloe.
Without you. Hey, Moppy dog.
He wants attention. You should give him a hug.
Hey, Moppy. That's the other thing is I'm attached to Moppy too.
Well, I'm sorry to say he's attached to you. Did I ever tell you the story about the train station?
Yeah, you did.
Well, I'll tell the viewers. I pull into Seattle because Chloe's mom bought her a ticket to go home to stay with me because she didn't want her in Seattle anyways for some damn reason. This is after the whole restraining order and crap. And it was dissolved. And so I get up to get my bag, and Moppy's looking at me like, oh, yeah, it's a train station. We got to transfer and wait. And I said, hey, you want to go see Chloe? He jumped up like a bunny, stopped nearly enough just for me to get the bags. And then he hopped all the way, and he used his nose to find Chloe. Time Chloe was sick, but Chloe didn't mind because she had free wings. Remember that day? We met up with Brother Omar. He wants to meet us up with us when we go to Seattle next time in March. You know, he hasn't been off. He has to take the Bainbridge Seattle ferry. He hasn't taken a ferry ride in 2 years. He said he's looking forward to it. We're providing lunch. He'll go see us. What do you think of that? So so anyway, so basically, like I said, you know, um, you know, that I know. I also got to make a phone call to Amtrak because I got to secure my ticket before they sell out. So that's something I got to do tonight is call Amtrak, you know, restart my what do you call it? My computer and then call Amtrak while Chloe's doing chores because I know Chloe really wants to get this place clean and get ribs. That's the incentive and some tobacco. I mean, if she's willing to do the cleaning, I'm willing to provide for her. She knows this, but if she's not willing to do anything and sit on her computer, she doesn't get anything. And by the way, you need to get me to go to the store soon and buy a mop and bucket. And you need to get me to get a pumice stone. I got a project for you that requires a pumice stone. You know what pumice is usually used for, right? What? No, it's usually used to pull off all the dead skin off your foot. But the toilet gets really clean if you grind it down with the toilet the way it is for us. And besides that, think of it this way, Chloe. If you can get this place, if we can, before I go, we can do an early spring cleaning and organize the filing cabinets, get the office clean, get all this cleaned up, and you can keep it clean when I'm gone. I know you can keep it clean even when you're on disability. So the thing is, this would be like a little test for you to make sure this place stays clean. Just make sure you leave make sure to keep the stove on, or you'll have to turn Skype on and make sure you using the stove so I can remind you to turn it off or whatever, you know. Because I don't like a high electric bill anyways. I woke up this morning at like 5:30. And the first thing I did was I went and got some dip and I was reading the news through the news feed on Facebook. And while I was at it, Chloe says, you want me to make some coffee? Nice gesture. And I go, no, I'm cold. I got up, turned the heater on, climbed back into bed for several hours until the heat basically gotten warm enough, right? Because it's cold. And so it's freezing in here. And so I had the heater going from like 5 to 1 p.m. Now it's the temperature starting to drop again, but we're in a basement. So it can get cold because we have concrete floors, concrete walls, and you know how it is. So we're basically like in an ice box. So, but anyways, so like I said, that's all I gotta say, you know. And so, Chloe, I should wrap this up so you can do your chores, so we can watch some movies. So what do you say? All right. Well, it's 5:30, so let's do this. Like you would say, let's do this. So, you guys, if you get a smaller video tomorrow, feel free to, enjoy what you got. Remember to take in what Dinky said, Chloe. Deep think on it. That's all she's asking. And for the rest of you out there, thanks for watching. Captain Vlog Supplemental out. Please add and subscribe. Please post comments. Please leave feedback, suggestions. Hit that like and subscribe button. It's wholesome funding for the family. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hit that like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification for new content. Thanks for watching, everyone. And Captain's Log out. NCC 77246 USS Excelsior. This transmission ends now. There you go.